Let's be honest, psychology has a BS problem. A big one, from buzzwords like neurodivergent to myths like left brain versus right brain. Pop psychology is flooded with ideas that sound smart but fall apart the moment you actually look into the research. I'm Dr. Brendan Troster, licensed therapist, PhD in developmental psychology, and today I'm calling out the top BS ideas in modern psychology. If you've ever been told you only use 10% of your brain or that your toxic ex must be a narcissist, buckle up, here we go. First up, neurotypical versus neurodivergent. Boy, this one is everywhere nowadays. The problem is there's no such thing as a standard brain. Brain function is incredibly diverse, and no two people are neurologically identical. Even neuroscientists agree on this point. There is no neurotypical brain to compare others against. So while the terms can be helpful for things like advocacy or identity, they're scientifically shaky and often used to gatekeep or oversimplify things. Next up is left brain versus right brain people. The left brain, right brain myth claims that logical people are left brain and artistic people are right brain. The problem is it's nonsense. While some functions in the brain are lateralized, the brain operates as an integrated system. Creativity and logic use both hemispheres of the brain. And the myth survives because it feels intuitive, not because it's accurate. Learning styles. Everyone has a learning style: visual, auditory, kinesthetic, right? Wrong. Research has consistently failed to show that matching teaching methods to learning styles improves outcomes. It's a $1 billion industry based on a comforting lie. The truth, we all learn best when content is taught in multiple ways, engaging multiple different methods, right? It's not just what we think our style of learning is. And if you buy into this, it's best to just drop it right now. It's simply not true, hasn't been shown to be true. Next up is the Myers-Briggs. So the MBTI is used in offices, dating sites, and leadership seminars. The problem is it's total junk science. It's based on Carl Jung's untested ideas, and it also has very low reliability. So this means that you can get a different result if you take it twice, and it doesn't predict anything useful about performance or success. If you want a real personality test, look at the big five. Don't look at this four-letter horoscope, is basically what it is. It's a waste of your time. Next up, we have the dopamine detox and the reward chemical. Have you ever heard someone say they're doing a dopamine detox, or that dopamine is the reward or pleasure chemical? And that's just not how it works. Dopamine isn't about pleasure, it's about motivation and salience. It tells your brain, pay attention, this matters. The idea of detoxing from a naturally occurring neurotransmitter is like trying to fast from oxygen. It's trendy pseudoscience, not psychology. It doesn't make any sense. The next one on the list here is one of my favorites. I hear it all over the time when I'm working with clients. Everyone is a narcissist now. Anyone who's been through a breakup, their ex was a narcissist, right? Well, unfortunately, not so much. Narcissistic personality disorder is real, of course, but it's rare. It's only about 1% of people. Most of what we call narcissism is actually insecurity, trauma, or immaturity, not a diagnosable disorder. And just because somebody disagrees with you and has a different opinion doesn't automatically make them a narcissist. If they have a different view of your relationship than you had, they're not necessarily a narcissist. Pathologizing others without any training or nuance, which has become very popular now through things like TikTok, where everyone thinks they can diagnose themselves and all of their family members. It's a big problem. It's not mental health, it's just projection. The chemical imbalance theory. This one persists, even though it's total garbage, total nonsense. There's no truth to it. And everyone has heard this, that depression is caused by a serotonin imbalance. And the problem is that it was a marketing scheme in the 1990s, and top psychiatrists now will freely admit there's no consistent evidence for a chemical imbalance theory. And mental health, when we look at it now, it's considered from a biopsychosocial perspective, meaning it involves biology, in other words, the brain, of course, that's involved, but it's also psychology, trauma, relationships, culture. It's not reducible to a single neurotransmitter. Trauma equaling anything that hurts. Everything is trauma. Today, everything is often called a trauma. You didn't like your teacher, trauma. Someone disagreed with you online, trauma. So let's be clear, trauma is real, it's serious, but when we all label distress as trauma, we dilute the meaning, and we stop people from building the capacity to really face just normal adversity. Growth requires discomfort, and not all pain is pathology. Not everything you disliked was a trauma. So why does this matter? Because BS psychology actually hurts people, and it distracts from real issues. It oversimplifies complex truths, and worst of all, it makes people feel broken or boxed in by labels that were never even scientific to begin with. The mind is messy, and human beings do not fit into neat little categories. If we want real healing, real understanding, and real growth, we've got to stop selling junk science and start asking better questions. If you like what you heard here, subscribe. On this channel, we dig deeper into things that actually work.